period here in Ottawa, and it's all Senators to this point. 2-0 lead after one here in game number 6. Senators looking to force a game 7. Buffalo will have to come from behind in this one to punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup final tonight. Here's Alex Tuch off the turnover. Brings it ahead, loses it, and it goes to the far corner. Senators are on it in their own end. Here's Stützle. Stützle brings it in wide, looking for a trailer. It's Tkachuk, who survives a hit and whiffed on the shot. Comes out to the far half wall. Right wing point, Batherson. Stützle now a shot blocked. Dahlin gets laid out. Stützle in, fires a shot forked wide by Luukkonen. Sabres are on it in their own end. Good start to the second period. Here's Josh Doan. Doan brings it in. Ullmark with the save. And a stoppage with 1:05 gone by here in the second. 26 shots on goal for Ottawa. And just 8 for the Sabres. Thompson wins the draw. Bobble inside, taken away by Sanderson. Senators work it in their own ends. Pestered by Tuch is Garreau. Samuelson now can't handle. Josh Doan is there defensively. Sends it around to the near half wall. Zetterlund gets there. He takes a hit behind the play, but it comes back out. Here's Garreau, who scored the latest goal of the 2 for the Senators. Here's Benson. Ahead of the pack, in. Denied by Ullmark. Didn't get a clean one. Good defense by Stützle in transition. And another stoppage. As we take a look at Linus Ullmark, who's pitching a shutout bid to this point. Pinto wins the draw for the Senators. Jensen takes a hit, but it comes back out. Amadio pinned to the boards in front of the Buffalo bench as it deflects in wide. Here's Pinto. Brings it in, loses control, and it floats in on Luukkonen. Early stages, second period, 2-0 Senators. Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Final. A 3-2 series lead for the Sabres. Chabot sends it in, and look. Buffalo gains control. Bryson feeds Tuch. Gregg takes it off his stick at the red line. And the Senators look to turn back, and they will. Gregg in. Weaves his way to the outside. In down low all the way through. Floats back towards the wing, and Tuch jumps on it. He takes a hit. Senators keep it alive. Amadio can't handle. Sabres now on it on their own edge. Bryson feeds Norris. Bryson got level. Norris flips it ahead. Senators out quickly. Near side Batherson. Drops it off for Tkachuk. Now Cousins with it. Luukkonen with the glove save. Face off in the Buffalo end, controlled by the Senators, but an errant pass sends it all the way down. Ullmark settles it down behind the net. Senators work it in their own end. We played 4 minutes here in the second. Perrin feeds it around. Buffalo's on it. Here's Byram. Through center, he feeds it around. Race for the puck on the far side. Ostlund shielded by Spence. Errant pass goes all the way back down for an icing call. 28 shots on goal for the Senators. And 9 for Buffalo. Here's Quinn. Whiffed on the shot as he tried to cut in. Good defense by Clevin out in front. Cousins back through center ice for the Senators. Cousins centers. Intercepted by McLeod. Here come the Sabres. Power. Can't get past Zub. Floats in down low. Clevin gets there. Benson is there for the Sabres. Senators gain control. Perrin walks it back out through center ice. Feeds it around the boards. Met by Byrup. Played over 5 minutes here in the second period. No goals to this point in the period. 2-0 Senator lead on the goals by Dylan Cousins and Garreau. McLeod denied by Omark. Senators work it back in their own end. Garreau will walk it ahead. Garreau scored the second of the 2 goals for the Senators. Zennerlin in on Luukkonen, and he makes the save. Go Sens Go chant echoing here in Canada. Zub, a shot tipped inside off of Luukkonen. Comes back out to center, Josh Doan. Doan weaves his way to the outside, trying to flip it ahead. Here's Krebs. Puts the brakes on. Up top, a one-timer tipped in. Bouncing puck, it's loose. Zub keeps it out with Ullmark out of the cage. And another stop. Wow. Linus Ullmark somehow keeps it out. With help down low as well. My goodness. He was out of the cage. He got some help. And then somehow gets over to deny Tage Thompson. Linus Ullmark putting on a show. Thompson wins the draw, and a glove save by Ullmark. On the shot by Sanderson. Thompson wins it again. Samuelson wide. Might have hit a body out in front. Thompson keeps it alive down low. Out in front. A bobble by Josh Doan. Chabot takes it off his stick. And Chabot will bring it up for the Senators. They survive. Chabot fires in on Luukkonen, who forks it wide. Matthias Samuelson squares his body. Drops it off for Doan. A bobble and a shot off of Ullmark. In down low, Krebs, wraparound chance, denied. I don't know if that one even got through. Senators work it in their own ends. Buffalo starting to get more aggressive now, but Ullmark holding his ground to this point. Brady Tkachuk off a stick, and Dahlin intercepted by Sanderson. Here's Shane Pinto to the other side, and Tkachuk with a bobble. Samuelson on it for Buffalo. And Thompson ahead. Thompson brings it in, pinned into the corner. Garreau takes it off his stick, and here come the Senators. Up ahead, Shane Pinto, poked away. Keeps it alive down low. Out in front, a body shot. Blocked out in front. Into the corner with a penalty called, and another one on Buffalo. Tage Thompson called for a hold along the boards. Another power play for the Senators. This one coming in the second. Metsä clears the zone for Buffalo. Offside is the result. Faceoff will come in center ice. Perrin brings it up for the Senators. Batherson now. One-time try intercepted by Tuck. Comes to the near boards. Buffalo gets it out of the zone. Bryson will bring it up short-handed here for Buffalo. Outside Tuck. Tried to feed it inside. Good defense. Keeps it alive. Here's Bryson. Denied by Ullmark. Senators gain control. Back out to center ice Halliday. Near side Perrin. Perrin cuts in. Centering pass intercepted by McLeod. And Buffalo's on it again. Out to center ice. Tuck feeds it in. Metsä gets there. Trying to cut inside. He's shielded. He gets knocked down. And that's going to be a penalty. Delayed call on the Senators. It floats back out. Samuelson keeps it alive. Here's Tuck. Inside McLeod. Wide of the net. And Sanderson touches it to force the whistle. And now we're going to get a 4-on-4. Sanderson with the cross check. So Jake Sanderson will go to the penalty box. And the first power play of the game for Buffalo turns into a 4-on-4 with stacked penalties. Faceoff sits on the dot. Tuck flips it to himself. Back up to the point, Samuelson. Now Dahlin inside. Tuck. Back out Samuelson. Puck movement, a shot blocked. And it goes to the far half wall where the Senators jump on it. Here's Gregg. Knocked down by Greenway in center ice. And Samuelson off a bobble to Greenway. Pestered through center, Clevin takes control. Here is Stützle. Flips it ahead. Final seconds of the Buffalo penalty expire. So now a power play here for the Sabres, just over a minute. Greenway drops it off Samuelson. Bobbles into the slot, never got it. And it's flipped ahead by the Senators. Under a minute to go on a Buffalo power play, down by 2. Benson into the zone. Sends it in deep, nobody's home, and Clevin is there for the Senators. Flips it off the boards, can't keep it in. Buffalo has to backtrack as they flip it to the far corner. Gregg now pinned to the boards behind the net, floats out to the near half wall. Benson is there, going to cut inside. Bodies fly. Here's Power, drops it off. Zucker squares it up, blocked. Out in front, a bobble. Loose puck and a save by Omar. 10 seconds to go in the penalty. Stützle takes it away, and he flips it out. Final seconds of the power play. It's over. Buffalo on the attack. Zucker loses control. Bryson a shot off the blocker of Omar. Back to full strength, the Senators. And they survive. Batherson intercepted by Zucker in center ice. Under 8 to go here in the second. Benson loses control into the corner. Clevin the defense. And the Senators back out to center ice. Here's Amadio. Squares his body. Drops it off and a shot goes off the glove of Luukkonen. Zucker gets knocked down. Stützle to the point and Spence. Other side, Gregg loses control. Sabres are on it. Josh Doan clears the zone. Doan brings it in the near boards. Centering pass intercepted by Gregg, and it comes back out to center ice. Under 7 to go, second period. No goals in the period to this point. Bryson has it taken off his stick. Benson in on Omar, bobble puck. Loose down low, Omar keeps it out, and it comes back out to the point. Inside a bobble, and Omar finds it. Linus Omar keeps it out once again with 6:27 to go in the period. Faceoff goes back outside. Garreau pinned to the boards by Thompson. Buffalo keeps it in. Stützle gains control for the Senators. They work it in their own end. Bobbled puck. A turnover save. Olmark rebound on in front. Still loose. Thompson stopped by Olmark. And it's in down low. Kicked into the corner. And Olmark survives again. Zetterlund flips it around. Met by Stützle. To the point, and Chabot lets it fly off the blocker of Luukkonen. Byram pinned into the trapezoid. Stützle out in front. Zetterlund to Chabot. Denied by Luukkonen. Power trying to gain control now. One action on both ends of the ice. Zetterlund keeps it in. Loses control. Doan with a poke. Buffalo's on it in their own end and back out to center ice. Here comes Byram. Byram flips it in towards Olmark wide. Krebs now down below the goal line. Into the trapezoid. Ostlund wraparound chance. Poked away. Never got the shot off. Stützle walks it up Jensen. Now Cousins into the zone. Brings it in wide. Fires a shot saved by Luukkonen. And finally a stoppage. One action on both ends of the ice with 4:23 to go in the period. Senators win the draw. On the point, it's Jensen. Breaks his stick and tried to kick it away, and he does. Good recovery there. And it goes back deep into the zone for an icing call. Face-off controlled by the Senators. They turn it over. Greenway up top. Samuelson sends it off a body. Greenway circles the net. Sends it out in front. Chabot is there for Ottawa, and here they come. Brady Tkachuk. Shielded on his way in. Drops it off. Jensen. Gloved down by Luukkonen. Through traffic, Luukkonen makes the stop. 3:36 to go in the period. And with all this action happening here in the middle period, no goals have been scored in the second. The only goals, Dylan Cousins and Claude Giroux, came in the first period. Here's Norris. Takes a hit. Cousins gains control for the Senators, pinned by Zucker, number 17 in the white sweater. Here's Norris inside, denied by the Senators into the corner. Norris keeps it alive. Bryson up top. Mensah fires wide. Rebound off the boards. Chabot gains control. And the Senators look to bring it out, and they will. Here's Jensen. Jensen brings it in wide. Tried to center it. Bobbled puck. Controlled by Mensah. Mensah out to center. Alex Tuck. Weaves his way to the outside. Survives ahead. Floats in on Ullmark, who keeps it out again. Here's Amadio. Brings it in, drops it off all the way through. Ballenstein jumps on it for Buffalo. Ballenstein sends it off a Senator body in deep to the zone. And all the way back down it goes. This will be an icing call. Minute 49 left in the second period. 2-0 Senators. They've had a 2-0 lead since the 10:21 mark in the opening period. So take a look at Alex Tuck delivering the blow on Batherson. Face-off controlled by Buffalo. Inside, a bobble. Into the slot. Ullmark on his seat makes the stop. Spence gains control for Ottawa in their own end. Clevin takes a hit behind the play. Perrin back through center ice. Halliday now right down the middle. Weaves his way into the slot before it's taken away by Mensah. McLeod with a bobble inside. Here's Benson up top. Try to feed it in. Gets it back after the bobble. Circles out in front. Denied Ullmark. Clevin jumps on it for the Senators. We're under a minute to go in the period. Spence up ahead. Centers Cousins. Never got it off. Bobbled puck. Controlled by Buffalo. Here's Quinn. Quinn waits for his friends, loses control. Senators are on it. 30 seconds to go in the period. 2-0 Senators. Dahlin wins the race for the puck. Here's Samuelson. Under 20 seconds to go in the period. Clevin takes it off of Samuelson's stick. He takes a hit by Thompson. Senators keep it alive, though. Kept in for a moment by Buffalo. As the final seconds tick down, Ostlund good defense, but it won't matter. Time expires in the second period. No goals in that middle period, but still a lot of action. And the Senators maintain a 2-0 lead heading to the third in Game 6. Going right into the third period here in Ottawa. 2-0 our score. Senators have the lead. A win for the Senators would force a Game 7 back in Buffalo. A win tonight in comeback fashion by the Sabres would punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup Final. The winner awaits Dallas. Zetterlund. Luukkonen makes the save. Linus Ullmark pitching a shutout bid through the first two periods, and he has been outstanding, especially in that second period. Buffalo had a lot of looks, much more than they did in that opening period, and he has kept it out. 25 shots on goal for Buffalo, 25 saves for Linus Ullmark. 37-25 shots on goal in favor of the Senators, and they have a 2-0 lead. Zetterlund up top, Zub. Tried to send it in, nobody's home. And back out to center comes Buffalo, Josh Doan. Working with Thompson. Doan to the other side, and a save by Ullmark. Loose puck comes out wide, Senators are on it, and here comes Zetterlund. Zetterlund in, looking for a trailer. Drops it off for Garreau. Up top, Zub sends it in. Zetterlund with a bobble, a shot blocked. Bobbled puck inside, kept alive, and a save by Luukkonen. Just over a minute in. And Luukkonen, after giving up a couple first period goals, has been lights out ever since. Just those 2 goals by Dylan Cozens and Claude Garreau. The difference in this game back in the first. Zucker sandwiched. Floats out to the far boards. Dahlin pinned in front of his own bench. Norris escapes. Cross ice for Zucker. Here's Alex Tuch now. Works it in down low. Tuch circles inside, and a shot denied by Ullmark. Pinto up top. Garreau with a bobble. Into the zone. A shot from distance. Luukkonen gloves it down and stops play. Face-off control by the Senators. Jensen a shot, tipped in on Luukkonen. Face-off goes to the Sabres in their own end. Power walks it across the red line. Quinn now. Weaves his way into the slot. Power down low, denied by Ullmark. Power back up top. Byram blocked by Tkachuk. Another try wide. Circles around, kept alive by Benson. Power on the wing up top. Byram sends it in. Down low, a bobble. Cozens gets a stick on it. McLeod keeps it alive, and now Tkachuk jumps on it. Buffalo keeps it alive, and a shot goes wide by McLeod. Sabres on the attack. Senators holding their ground to this point. Floats into the far half wall, and Chabot jumps on it. Back out to center ice, Tkachuk. To the pleasure of the crowd. Here's Tkachuk. Score! Brady Tkachuk! And it's 3-0 Senators! And Brady Tkachuk, who has had an excellent postseason, does it himself. The captain of this team, born leader. Brady Tkachuk makes it 3-0 in the third on his 6th goal of the postseason. And it just got that much tougher for Buffalo. In a game where they've already struggled, another shot on Luukkonen. Their first goal since the 10:21 mark in the opening period. And Brady Tkachuk ignites this crowd once again in Ottawa. Spence up top, Clevitt. Tkachuk in on the wing. Pinned to the boards by McLeod. Goes in down low for Batherson. Batherson circles around. He gets cut off, and he levels McLeod. Tkachuk now pinned into the corner by Ostlund. Metsa pinned to the boards again. Sabres will jump on it. Sticked away by Clevitt. Batherson in here for the Senators. Centering pass intercepted by Malenstein. And he feeds it in. Overskated. Greenway turns it over to Spence. Senators right back out of the zone. Batherson in, taking up his stick. A turnover. Perrin denied by Luukkonen. And Malenstein feeds Zucker ahead. 2-on-2 into the zone. Zucker has it poked away. Perrin takes it away from behind. Halliday cross ice, a little too far. And Metsa feeds Norris, who bobbles. Metsa into the zone, splits defenders. Weaves it into the slot, a bobble, and a save. I don't know if it got through on Ullmark. That one did. And a tip try doesn't find the back of the net. Ullmark another save, 14:43 to go in the third in a 3-0 game. Face-off control by the Sabres. Dahlin bobbled, kept in at the line by Samuelson. A shot wide. Might have gotten off a body in front. Out in front, Thompson, backhanded try, shielded by Ullmark again, and it comes back out to center. Gage Thompson circles back. Here's Krebs. Krebs into the zone, comes in wide. Thompson whiffed on the one time. Senators turn it over to Doan in center ice. Taken back by the Senators. Here's Pinto ahead. Fires a shot forked wide by Lukanen. Amadio pinned into the corner by Josh Doan. In down low, Gregg out in front. Pinto with a bobble. Loose puck controlled by Buffalo, and they clear. Here's Tage Thompson. Thompson in, weaves his way, and denied off the shoulder of Ullmark. Thompson kicks it around. Pinto gains control, back out to center ice. Flipped in deep by Buffalo. Jensen is on it, back out to center ice. Dylan Cousins, who started the scoring back in the first, tried to fire a shot, he whiffed on it, and Quinn jumps on it for Buffalo. Here's Alex Tuck. Tuck poked away, keeps it alive. Downstairs, Zucker, poked away by Ullmark. Zucker keeps it alive. Defense by Spence. Zucker out in front, off the skates of a Buffalo Sabres. Zucker again, they score! Alex Tuck puts it in, and the Sabres are on the scoreboard. And finally an answer for Buffalo. As they cut the lead back down to 2, the Sabres looking to mount a comeback here in game number 6, and that's a good start. They get their first goal of the game, and it belongs to Alex Tuck. What up, Shy Fox? Buffalo right back into the zone. Here's Quinn, who button hooks back. In down low for McLeod. Power now a shot off a body. Loose puck goes wide of the net. McLeod gains control. Quinn denied Ullmark. The difference between a 3-goal game and a 2-goal game is huge. Buffalo feels like they're not dead just yet. Still plenty of time here in this third period. Power, good defense on that stick, taking it off of Zub. Here's Benson in, centering pass, a bobble in, a bobble puck down low, it's still loose, and Ullmark finds it. 11:23 to go in the third, and Ullmark keeps it out. Faceoff sits on the dot. Comes out to the Senators. Here is Stützle. Zetterlund now taken off his stick by Norris. Buffalo back out to center ice, and Byram with a penalty call. This one on Senators. Tuck goes wide, and then touched by Zub. And a power play upcoming now here for the Buffalo Sabres. As you can feel the momentum start to shift a little bit here in this third period. Buffalo with a man advantage and a chance to cut the deficit to 1. Buffalo back on it in their own end. Here's Josh Doan. Thompson now into the slot, down low, Doan. Tries to fire it in short-sighted, and Omark makes the save. So 2 goals for the Sabres. Not even 2 minutes apart. Not even halfway through the third yet as well. Mallenstein gets hit, and Halliday jumps on it for the Senators. Here's Cousins. Flips it ahead. Samuelson wins the race for the puck. Mallenstein brings it up, feeds it in deep. In back behind the net, a bobble. Sanderson gains control. Over halfway through this third period now in a 1-goal game. Delayed offside on the Senators, so they have to tag back up. Greenway taken off his stick by Halliday. A win tonight for Buffalo puts them in the Stanley Cup final. A win for the Senators forces a Game 7 back in Buffalo, New York. Ostlund takes it away. Good recovery defense by the Senators. Clevin will bring it up. Survives a hit. Clevin works in, whiffed on the shot. Dahlin takes it away from behind. Sabres back out to center ice. Dahlin poked away, kept alive by Greenway. Greenway pinned to the boards, and it comes back out to neutral ice. McLeod back in, taken off his stick by Clevin now. Just over 8 to play in the third. Clevin takes a hit. Dahlin feeds Byram. Byram brings it in wide, weaves his way inside, and Ullmark makes the save. Under 8 to go now in the third in a 1-goal game. Bryson inside Zucker, denied by Ullmark. Into the corner. Floats back out for Norris, and a penalty call. And this one on Buffalo. With 7:48 to go in the third, the Senators up by 1 are going to get a power play, and the bench is not happy over on the Sabres side. Jason Zucker as he knocks down Batherson as they get kind of tangled. He gets called for interference. And a power play upcoming here for the Senators, up by 1. They're 0 for 3 tonight on the man advantage, and they're looking to get an insurance goal in the third, get one of those goals back here in a 1-goal game. Halliday overskates it, up top Garreau, brings it in, Luukkonen saves the day with 1:50 to go on the power play. Face-off control by the Sens. Here's Chabot, fires a shot, rebound out in front as Luukkonen made the save, but he couldn't find it, and it comes back out to center for Buffalo. McLeod turns it over to Stützle, and it floats back deep into the Buffalo end. Here's Tuck, flips it ahead. Senators gain control in their own end, just over a minute to go on the power play. Here's Brady Tkachuk. Cuts inside, here's Cousins. Sends it in, Luukkonen forks it wide. Tkachuk circles back, loses control. Cousins with a bobble, and Tuck is on it. Here come the Sabres. Tried for a short-handed attempt, good recovery by the Senators. As they get it back, here's Stützle. Dahlin takes it away. 40 seconds to go in the man advantage. Buffalo back out to center ice. Alex Tuck drops it off. Offsides on Buffalo. Coming down to the wire here in Ottawa. Still just over 6 minutes to play. But so much at stake for both of these teams. Senators win the draw. 28 seconds to go in the power play. Perrin brings it up. Inside Pinto. Couldn't get it off. Quinn, good stick, and back out to center comes Buffalo. Here's Byram, short-handed, a shot whiffed. Quinn now wide of the net. And it circles around to the far half wall. Penalty about to expire. Senators are on it, and the Sabres are back to full strength. Halliday bobbles his way through center ice, and it floats deep into the Buffalo end. 5.5 to go in the third, 1-goal game. Senators keep it alive, and it goes in down low. Perrin circles back down for Halliday. Halliday pinned to the boards. Perrin over to try to help him out. To the near corner, Pinto. Pinned to the boards by Byram. Number 4 in the white sweater. And Byram escapes. Under 5 to go in the third. Power has it poked away. Zetterlund circles around, back out to center ice. Inside, intercepted by Byram. Norris in front of the bench. Turns it over to Zetterlund into the zone. Zetterlund takes it in on Luukkonen, who denies the shot. Pinto now smothered by Luukkonen again. 4:17 to go in the third. Faceoff comes in the Sabres' end, controlled by Tage Thompson. And Thompson will bring it out through center ice. Up ahead, Krebs. Doan tried to feed it to Thompson, cutting inside. Clevin with a good stick. Under 4 to go. Clevin takes a shoulder and it floats back down. Amadeo, now Pinto. Into the zone for the Senators. Good stick by Dahlin. Here's Josh Doan. Buffalo working in center ice. Here's Doan into the zone. Samuelson, a shot. Knocked down by Omar. Into the corner they battle. And the Senators are on it again. Just over 3 minutes to go. Back out to center. Tage Thompson with a bobble. Delayed offsides on Buffalo. Spence is on it here for the Senators. Near side Cousins. Inside pass off of skates. The shot off of Luukkonen. And Samuelson back out to center, and Benson. We're at the 2.5 mark here in the third. Greenway is in. Denied by Omar. Greenway again. Back up top. Dahlin looking for a place to go, and Brady Tkachuk takes it away. And here come the Senators. Just over 2 minutes left. Tkachuk brings it in out in front. They score! Brady Tkachuk ricochets it off of Luukkonen, and the insurance goal for the Senators. Off the skates of Luukkonen and in. What a play by Brady Tkachuk. And it's a 2-goal lead again for the Senators on Tkachuk's second goal of this third period and his 7th of the postseason. Zetterlund back in, taken off of his stick by Ostlund. And now Buffalo in desperation mode in Game 6. Under 2 minutes left. Greenway, shot denied by Omar. Here's Garreau. Floats it in. Buffalo gains control. Garreau takes it back over as he's pinned into the boards. Minute 20 to go regulation. 2-goal deficit for the Sabres. They got to hurry if they want to have any chance. Zetterlund turns back for the Senators. Zetterlund circles the net, looking for a place to go. Back up top and all the way through. Under a minute left in the third, and time becoming a factor. Big time. Intercepted McLeod. Empty net for Buffalo, and a shot denied by Olmark. Zetterlund back out to neutral ice. Eyeing the empty net. It goes off a skate. 40 seconds to go. McLeod back in for Buffalo. Cuts inside. McLeod denied. Olmark. 32 seconds to go. Face-off control by Buffalo. Bryson off the post. Comes all the way back out to neutral ice. 25 seconds to go. Buffalo going the wrong way. Thompson back in. Tuck in. Whiffed on the shot. Thompson off the post again. To the near side. and it comes out of the zone again. And the final countdown is on here in Ottawa. Body scramble. We're down to 5 seconds left. It floats back into the Buffalo end, and the Ottawa Senators have forced a Game 7. What a win for the Senators tonight. And this series in the Eastern Conference Final is going to all 7 games. We will see you tomorrow night in Buffalo. What a game from Ottawa. It was all Senators early. They got out to a 3-0 lead at one point in this game. Dylan Cousins and Claude Giroux scored the early goals in the first period. It was 2-0 all the way to the 3:12 mark in the third. Brady Tkachuk scored a goal to make it 3-0. Then Buffalo started their comeback effort with goals by Alex Tuch and Josh Doan. And then Brady Tkachuk put the game on his back again, ricochets it off of Luukkonen for the insurance goal, and that was enough to get it done. And the Ottawa Senators winning overtime in Game 5, winning here in regulation in Game 6, have forced a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals.